We believe that the European Parliament should be an active player in providing support to the parliaments, especially in developing countries. Today, we cannot deny the growing influence of new technologies in our daily lives.
The World e-Parliament Conference 2008, which took place at the European Parliament, was co-organized by the United Nations, the European Parliament and the Global Centre for ICT in Parliament to promote the role of parliaments in advancing the effective use of ICT. 80 delegations from legislatures around the world gathered along with representatives of the academia, civil society and international organizations to strengthen the capacity of all parliaments to address the challenges of the 21st century information society.
New information and communication technologies have gained some ground in the political arena. They empower citizens and help to achieve transparency and access to information for all. Parliamentarians and their institutions must play a fundamental role in the shaping of this new society. Our aim is, obviously, to assist new democracies to implement the best tools to support efficient democratic system in their countries. We must give access to legislative documents in an easy-to-use form.
The impact of technology in our contemporary life is so profound and known to everyone. Yet the question is, to which extent is such technology employed in our parliamentary life, and what is the tangible outcome? If the difference is clear between the level and the extent of employment of technology in a developed country as opposed to a developing one.
The World e-Parliament Conference reinforced existing and emerging regional networks of parliaments, providing the occasion to learn about good practices employed by other legislative bodies and offering opportunities to network with colleagues and build partnerships between institutions. Key recommendations include the need for leaders and members of parliament to exercise strong political will to foster e-parliament with a view to improve the quality of democracy and advance the evolution of democratic institutions in the coming years.
E-Parliament empowers people to be more engaged in public life, and e-Parliament provides higher quality information and greater access to its parliamentary documents and activities. For parliaments to be fully independent of the executive arm of government, they need control of their own staffing, procedures and organization of business, effective powers of investigation and sufficient resources and expertise to be able to carry out their functions independently. Decisions about moving towards an e-Parliament are first and foremost political. We should not fear dialogue, but embrace the possibilities that ICT offers to enhance it. The way forward, therefore, is through collaboration, and we are all in this together. I call on the Global Centre for ICT in Parliament to pursue its efforts to build a forum for collaboration among the parliamentary community, and I call on you, parliamentarians and parliamentary staff, to be leaders in the move towards more transparent, accessible, accountable and effective parliaments.
Some parliaments are clearly innovators in their use of ICT. They are the leaders. They have developed systems for managing most of their important documents. They are using open document standards. Their websites present the most current activities of the Parliament. Many are using several channels for communication, such as real-time video, to provide access for themselves and their citizens. Open document standards such as XML are very important and very difficult. But they are the key to many things, including ensuring the long-term availability of official documents in digital formats. And we must remember the needs of staff who must be well-trained, supported, and understand the nature of the legislature.
The majority of parliaments in Latin America, I'm sure, could not answer any citizen's request via internet. They wouldn't know how. As for boys and girls, they share their time between soccer games and internet when they run with their laptops to their schools to connect themselves to the web. Newspapers even reach the majority of families today via internet before they're sold on the street. I fear that the same that happened with the electronic vote will happen again, and that is that technology will boost ICT development instead of political decisions. I don't believe in technological neutrality. When we parliamentarians disregard these issues, we are led by technology instead of political decision.
The question today is to know how we could develop such communication networks with our citizens.
As new technologies were defined as cornerstones of democracy, parliamentarians underlined the need to keep in mind the expectations of citizens. To further the valuable information exchange among the participants at the World eParliament Conference 2008, planning should be undertaken for the next World eParliament Conference with the goal of engaging more parliaments from all regions of the world, along with universities, non-governmental and international organizations. Parliaments in the world need to work towards e-inclusion, as it makes it possible to get messages out of people and for people to get their messages directly to their elected representatives.